Okay folks, thanks very much for joining us. I'm going to be showing you how to tie up a very popular Irish shrimp fly for springtime fishing. It's called the lemon shrimp or the yellow shrimp. So we'll just add on the thread as always, and for the tag of the fly I'm going to be using some medium oval. This is a size 10 hook, so obviously adjust it depending on the size of the hook you're using. And I just tie that in underneath until it comes to the end of the shank and starts to bend, and then just wrap your tag 3 or 4 turns in and then tuck it in underneath. And then I just secure it in about the halfway point for the Irish shrimps. Okay, so for the Irish shrimp flies you're going to be using golden pheasant. So I got a feather prepared here, and I'm just going to expose the tip a little bit. I'm actually going to tie this in as I bring the thread back down. I'm also getting a few of the barbs of the feather at the same time. Okay, and then trim off your excess. For this kind of fly you can start to train it, but in reality, because it's so soft, just dampen your fingers and just pull those fibres inwards. It can get a bit messy for golden pheasant. Okay, and then just wrap a few turns. 1, 2, I'm probably going to just do this 3. Okay, just over 3 turns there. Okay, let's secure that in. As you can see, it's a bit messy, and I'm going to just see if I can pluck it out. But sometimes what I do is I would take it out and blow at the rear, and that'll spread out the fibres nice and even. I actually do have a video I'll drop in the comments of how I tie these flies, these kind of tails, explained a wee bit better, a bit more detail. Okay, so for the rib of the fly I'm going to use silver oval, slightly smaller, so this is small silver as opposed to medium for the tag. Just tie that in underneath and I can secure that. And as I'm bringing that rib down, I'm also going to be tying up on top of the tail, which will kick those fibres right up against that tag. Which means if I'm pulsing the fly, say if I give it a twitch, it'll constantly pulse through. Okay, then the rear part of the body is going to be fur, so I've got some yellow dubbing. You could use yellow floss as well. This is like a golden yellow actually. Okay, and we'll just dub that on. Just always dub it in the one direction and use yellow or white thread. No point using a dark red or black thread for this. Okay. And again, you're doing about the halfway point. Okay, and then follow that up with your rib. Probably 3 turns. Okay, and then secure that in. Then cut off your rib, you can keep it for later. I'm going to just neaten up a bit here by drawing everything back. Okay, and if you wanted, now it's still straggly, but if you wanted, you could draw out a few more fibres if you wanted. Okay, so middle of hackle for this one is going to be yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'll break off the tip, then expose about 4 or 5 fibres or barbs of the feather, and then tie in at the feet a couple of turns down and then back over again. Then just training those fibres to point inwards, and then we'll start tying our hackle. So you can see I always trim off the excess or pull it off before the wrap actually happens, just for a bit of a neater finish. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up here. I'm going to add on the rib again. And as I'm adding that on, that'll give a few extra turns on top of the stock. So again, it's extremely secure. It'll also push back any fibres that are facing forwards. So this part of the body, the front part, is black dubbing or black floss. I'm not going to use too much here. Okay. Just be careful whenever you're twisting the dubbing that you don't catch any of the tail fibres, as you've seen there. Okay, then probably just 2 turns of the rib this time. Okay, looks good to me. And then what I'm going to do at this stage, I'm going to tie off this thread, just a wee quick 2 turn whip finish. And then I've got some more red thread. You can do this at the end of the head, but just in case I forget, just add that on as normal, and that'll turn your head red. I've also got a few fibres pointing forward I'm just going to bring back. Okay, so again, if you want, you can pluck out a wee bit of that fur. Jungle cock for this fly, so I usually use, in most cases, roof it. So I'm just going to prepare a few fibres here, a few feathers here. And then make adjustments. Okay, so it's basically, it's not right on top, but it's to say, yeah, it's hard to explain, but basically it would be how our eyes would be, but behind the hackle, so it doesn't restrict the movement. Then I'm going to cut off my excess. A good few turns in there. So I haven't got the super glue with me today, so I'm just going to make sure I use plenty of wax. As this is size 10 hook, I can do extra turns. Okay, and then the front hackle is badger, so just natural badger. I'm using this is badger, Indian badger, which has black tips on it. It's a lot stiffer than the likes of the genetic badger, which I guess looks nice, but maybe just doesn't have that same effect for an Irish shrimp fly. You want that stiffness, so whenever you pulse the fly or pull it through the water, it'll open and close the hackles. And again, I'm just going to train these point inwards. This is slightly smaller than the mid hackle as well. Okay, again, like anything in fly tying, it's personal preference. Okay. And just start winding that. Touch and turns going forward. That's the mid on it. extra tin there, so 1, 2, a third tin, okay. A few wee favourite pointing forwards again, don't be worrying about those. You'll get those in a minute as you draw everything back. And then you should be able to just pluck that stuck off. If you can't, just use your scissors. Still have a few wee bits of dubbing and a few favours, so just clean those up if needs be. Again, the face won't mind to it if you want that neater finish. Okay, and then just start building up that head. And a couple of whip finishes to finish off. And that's your lemon shrimp, folks. So I'll probably have that on the dropper for the next month or so as I'm fishing. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you found that useful. Give us a thumbs up below if you did. And as always, please hit that subscribe button if you already haven't done so. Until next time, thanks very much. All the best.